Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 and a brand new Z. Not to be confused with the high or low Z, this is the number 64 Nissan New Z or Proto Z, driven by Chris Forsberg in Formula Drift. You can get this for 160 points as a reward for the series of upgrade heroes. And by the time anybody watches this, it'll probably also be in the auction house as well. It's a funny little one this. It has 1,300 brake horsepower, 1,300 foot-pounds of torque and 3,100 pounds in weight. It also has a front percentage of 49% and a displacement of a 3.8 litre engine. Now the ones of you who watch Formula Drift will know for the longest time Chris Forsberg has competed in a modified 370Z, however this is the next step up. It is honestly a fantastic looking car. Nissan did an amazing job with the original design, and just seeing all these little Street Hunter additions on the side, the wide body and everything just makes it look so much better. Going to the inside, of course, it is fully caged out and completely stripped on the interior, and we can't see anything out of the windows because there's a bucket seat. Another cool thing is, of course, if you look to the bottom of the screen, you can see we have got a digital dashboard as well, and also some cluster gauges over to our right hand side. Now let's go ahead and take a listen to that 3.8 litre. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop. Let's go ahead and check out conversion and see what we have got. Only a drivetrain swap, which means we can make this thing all-wheel drive, which means it could be good for drag racing. We'll come back and have a look at that in quite a little bit. In fact, stay around to about the midway through the video to see that. We've also got tyres and rims, so we can take this thing from drift tyres that it starts on all the way up to a semi-slick, which means we can go really good with this thing. And also, I believe there's an option over here to upgrade stuff on the engine. And let's just say, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple turbos. Just take a look at the power figures very quickly. We go from, we had stock, which was 1,700. We have got 1,500 with some cams. And then the turbos, 1,982. Pretty much 2,000 brake horsepower out of this thing, which is absolutely insane. However, for now, we're just going to go ahead and keep this thing stock, because looking at the paints, we have got a couple of paint groups. We have got paint group number 1, which is the main body of the car. We have also got paint group number 2, which is, what's paint group number 2? It is some secondary paint for the car, which is pretty cool. And then we've got paint group number 3, which is, let's go ahead and see what is paint group number 3. Do we get a close look at what it is? Let's go and make it a bright color. Ah, it's these specific little door trim things here. Okay, I like that. That's cool. However, we're going to go ahead and put this thing to the ultimate test very early on, completely stock with some open drifting. Okay, drifting, here we go. What have we got? Please tell me it is S1. Is it S1? It is! Let's go ahead and take on this thing and go and see what we can do with the Z. Now, I at some point would absolutely love to get into the whole drifting scene myself, so Forsberg, if you still have your 370 and you need somebody to give your car to, please, may I have it? Thank you. Just pass me the keys, you know. Please. We also had another Formula Drift car recently, which was of course the Donut Media number 51 Nissan 240SX from 1996, which a lot of you seem to enjoyed, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one too. Well, I never, there's no Jeep. Okay, maybe I can be proven wrong. Anyway, let's go ahead and take our Z and go ahead and put it up against pretty much everybody else here and see what we can do. Away we go. Let's go ahead and put in some drifts and go and burn some rubber. There's so much smoke I can barely see anything. I know it's probably entertaining, but the amount of concentration I'm having to put into this is insane. I've got to say though, drifting this thing is really fun. And honestly, I think we're going to do well out of this sort of... I think it's first race for us, second race for everybody involved. Well, second for everybody who isn't us. The only thing I found about this is when it gets unhappy, it gets really unhappy unless you know how to catch this thing quickly. And that is the end of our first stretch of drifting, finishing with a 4th. I mean, that's a lot better than the dead last we got last time we did this. You know, I wonder if they'll make a Hot Wheels version of this. If they do, I want it. And away we go with session number 2. Let's go ahead and see if we can get better than 4th, or at least just keep yet another 4th. I really hope we do. There's another Z. There's the old Z I was talking about. It's right there. How many of you here watch Formula Drift? Let me know in the comments. On to lap number 2, and away we go. Line's just here, the line's just here, and across we go. And I don't think we're going to get any more laps in after this, but yeah, we actually ended up doing a pretty good job. It took that long, it's now gone to night, but oh well. And there we go, that is that. The pretty cool looking side by side, and yet another 4th. I think this thing's actually pretty good, it's just my driving that needs work. So celebrating 2 fourth places, which for me in an online tournament really isn't too bad. Let's go ahead and make this thing all-wheel drive, and we're going to go ahead and toss the power figures way up to the moon and probably beyond with this thing, because we are going up to roughly a 2,000 brake horsepower, which is insane, and we have anti-lag as well, which means it should. There we go, there's flames out of the bonnet, which is absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and throw on some drag tyres because, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make this thing a drag car just for a little bit, like everybody does with all the Formula Drift cars, because of course they are very, very light. Well, that isn't a terrifying sight to see at all, no. Oh dear. Now, as you know, there's one thing that we need to do, and that is a quick little wheelie check. Do we have it? Oh, we do. Well, barely, we kind of do. There we go. That's better. Right, over to the drag strip. So here we're at the drag strip. Let's go ahead and see what we can do in 3, 2, who needs numbers? Let's go. We've got a 4-speed transmission in this thing, so let's go ahead and see what we can get out of that 4-speed. This thing is very, very, very quick. Oh my god. Okay, this is okay. That's quick. That's 220 something. 250 off the end of the drag strip. Oh wow. This might be a contender for one of the fastest drag cars in Forza Horizon 5. Wow. just gonna save that real quick. Now with that absolutely horrendous amount of power, we're going to keep this thing all-wheel drive, because otherwise this thing will probably perish off the side of the road into the nearest tree. But we're going to go ahead and put on some full slick tyres, and we're going to go ahead and lower it back onto a good bit of race springs and dampers, which I didn't know you could add until there, yeah. And we're going to find out just how quick this thing can get with a 2,000 brake horsepower, which is insane. So here we are now at the edge of the motorway, and let's go ahead and send this thing in 3, 2, 1, away we go with 2,000 brake horsepower, 4 gears, and a really dumb idea. The thing I'm surprised about is this thing actually handles really, really nice on the road. I really did not expect that. And out of the speed zone we go at 274.51. I honestly think that might be the quickest speed we've ever had through there in a video, which is absolutely nuts. But now we've got a downhill and a speed cameras to go through. Speaking of cameras, there it is, 277, and going downhill, 278, 279 for a split second. Do we get 280? No, 279. But even then, out of this thing, that is insane. Genuinely, absolutely crazy. I love this thing so much. And now here we are over at our usual drift zone. We're going to go ahead and throw this thing in here and see how it does with 2,000 brake horsepower and an awful lot of sideways, and hopefully we might just get a good score out of it. Come on, 41,764 points and 1 wall. Going back in now for run number 2, let's go ahead and send this thing. We are very, very sideways. We are just absolutely sailing through here with no problems whatsoever, apart from the fact we missed the exit completely, but we did get 41,000 through there before we missed the last flag. But it's still absolutely nuts. I love this thing. Okay, I thought I needed another run. There we go, 39,973 or 0.973? 39,973 is what I should be saying. Not as great as the previous one we had, but yeah, I thought this thing deserved to at least finish the run going back the other way. Okay, back to what we're doing. And what we were doing was taking a look at this thing, which we have well and truly done, and that is today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely go ahead and pick this thing up. This is honestly insane and very, very well worth it. Even if you do have to buy it off the auction house, trust me, it's worth the purchase. But anyway, I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tag out. See ya. Okay, but could I make this thing quicker?